Good afternoon, gang. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad all you guys are here with me. There's been 16 earthquakes there at Yellowstone within the last 24 hours. USGS said it was the largest, being a magnitude 2.1, but actually it was a 2.4, but yeah, we know how they like to downgrade these earthquakes. There was some buffalo yesterday, and you can see their tracks here as they came up. Oh, I don't know if they came up from the river, but I noticed them coming up here yesterday. And they were stomping around. Going to USGS, if you notice these earthquakes, yeah, it almost looks like they're around the rim of the caldera for this super volcano. There's the location of that 2.1. There's another one buried underneath. Let's see, a 1.1. So here we have the earthquake. This is from the Borehole 207, the borehole for the Madison River area. And you can see down there at the bottom, it came in as a magnitude 2.47. Yeah, big difference in what they're saying. We got some more marked in red here on this monitor. We got this one right here at 2:55 Universal Time. It came in just after 2:54, almost 2:55. That was pretty close to the Madison River itself. And they're saying it's a magnitude 0.8. Talking about big liars, it actually came in as a magnitude 2.40. We got another one marked in red here at 12:30, and they're saying it's a magnitude 1.1, but it came in actually as a magnitude 2.10. Someone needs to get their eyes checked. I want to show you the spectrogram for it. And let's look at the hertz. Yeah, 1 to 10 hertz. Let's go back and look at this one. We'll look at the spectrogram right there. And let's look at the hertz. Yeah, 1 to 10 hertz. And we'll go up to this one here. 1 to 10 hertz, and we'll look at its spectrogram. There's other earthquakes that are being recorded here, but when they're marked in red, that means it's close to this monitor here. Like I said, it's a borehole. It's a very deep well under the ground for the Madison River area. I pulled the information from 3 different monitors. The one on the left is the borehole for Madison River, 207. Borehole 944, that's for Grant, there by Yellowstone Lake, the Little West Thumb area, and then this is just a regular monitor, Moose Creek, Idaho. Here is an example, a drawing of Borehole 207. One of the advantages of looking at the monitors from these boreholes is that they're very deep under the ground, so it doesn't pick up any outside noise. The seismometers are 661 feet below the ground in a casing with cement at the top. So this borehole is twice the length of a football field. A football field is 360 feet. All right. So it's a little short of 2 football fields deep. Being so deep, it's not going to pick up the noise of Bigfoot stomping around, snowmobiles driving across maybe a speed bump, or even the wind or rain. Here for the borehole for Grant, we got several marked in red. We got this one at 1313. We got another one at 1252. Another one at 1253. 2 more here, it looks like. 1254 and 1255. And another one 53 minutes after midnight Universal Time. That one at 1313 I just showed you, yeah, it's not a 0.8. This one, 53 minutes after midnight, once again, they're not reporting. And it comes in as a magnitude 2.0 down there at the bottom. I'll pull it down a little bit farther for you. There, 2.02 to be exact. We'll go to the spectrogram and let's look at the hertz. Let's see, 1 to 10 hertz. And let's take a look at some of the other ones marked in red. And we got 3 there. Several of them there. You can see how they blend in. And another one there, 1253. And this is the 2 at 1254. Interesting, you can see the 2 lines of melt. Let me go back over here. See that? 2 lines of melt. And we'll pull it forward a little bit. Nope, went off the line. Yeah, a lot of gases, a lot of hot water came up. We'll go down here to this little one here. And this is what it was showing when I pulled the file. 2 lines of melt. Not all rock melts at the same temperature, and you probably got a crack, dike intrusion to allow the magma to come up to melt 2 lines of melt. Alright, Moose Creek, Idaho. We got 2 marked in red here. Yeah, these are volcanic tremors. You often see that when a volcano is recharging for another eruption. Another one there. Yeah, it's actually probably 2 earthquakes. It's got a long P wave on it. But the way the magma came up looks like 2 earthquakes. Got another little one there. Look how high the melt is there for Moose Creek, Idaho. Yeah, look at that. Looks like we were getting drum beats. Oh, every couple of seconds. You can see one there, 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 and there. This is what Madison River was showing when I pulled the files. And let's go. We got, well, we got one there. It's all the way down to, hard to tell, 10 hertz mostly. Let's take a look at this. Going back to Moose Creek, Idaho, I wanted to look at the spectrogram, what was going on there. Yeah, you can see how high the melt was. And move over here. And we'll take a look at this. Yep. Lots of activity. And more concerning is how high the line of melt is, or close to the crust of the earth. So we have a swarm going on up over here. 4, if you want to call it a swarm. And then down here, this here is Little West Thumb, and this is where the monitor for Grant is at. We got a series of 5, it looks like. And let's bring it out because it's probably not far, yeah, from Heart Lake. Now, when Yellowstone erupted, its last major eruption, it did a counterclockwise eruption, starting up here by the Madison River, Norris Junction, and it did a counter rotation with earthquakes, and then coming down to Heart Lake, and then that was when the 2 resurgent domes, the Mallard Lake Resurgent Dome, which you see on the camera, that's this hill over here behind, swooping down from the left, and then the Sour Creek Resurgent Dome both collapsed at the same time. There's been probably 40 smaller eruptions, and I showed you documents, or I think I posted a link in my last Yellowstone video, how in 2015, the in-house geologists thought Yellowstone was going to erupt. They feel that if there is a small eruption, they will get no warning whatsoever. But if it's going to be a large eruption, there'll be lots of earthquakes, deformation, etc., uplift. Yeah, but they think the next one will be a small eruption, which means they'll have no warning whatsoever. And a small eruption, they consider anything the size of Mount St. Helens or maybe larger. And that's not really a very small eruption, was it? No, it wasn't. Anyways, I'll give you links to all this. If any thoughts or comments or questions, please put those questions down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.